Hello there. Welcome back to the Sage 20th Expo thing for this channel, whatever. We looked at the games that James enjoyed last time, which is why now, with significantly less people, we show off now the picks that I enjoyed, that really just caught my attention.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say significantly less. I think the only person we're missing from last time is Sealy.
And Matt.
Oh.
And Brooke, who just went flying off the platform.
Poor Brooke.
So showing off the first game that really caught my attention was Brooke versus World Doom, which from the get-go, I enjoyed the little art style it had and the little sense of humor they wrote into the page, but when I actually got into the gameplay, you can see the Sonic influences with the springs and stuff, but it actually plays a lot more like Gunvolt.
Interesting.
I could see that because of like the crosshair.
Yep. So they did have mouse and keyboard control, but I'm going to be playing almost all of these with the controller instead. Which
is fine. Like a lot of people would say that's probably the more preferable option anyway.
So
she really makes such a huge deal out of busting through those vents.
Well, I mean, if you're going to make an entrance, might as well make it flashy.
But yeah, other than that, I enjoyed the music that they had. They actually had, like, I want to say 3 to 4 levels, but for the sake of time, because, I mean, as anyone already looking at the video can attest, this video is already long enough as it is, I'm only going to be showing off a stage or two from each of these guys.
You know, nothing will throw me off of an experience more than hearing this cartoon crunch sound effect when eating up a food item. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, it reminds you. I mean, I get you. It reminds you that you're playing a Flash game, kind of.
Sort of, yeah.
Munch. They have they do have various weapons, and I like what they're doing with this dynamic, like, camera angle. I like the setting. Left leg. I'm curious to learn more about what this game is. If this is meant to be a
what the heck was that all about?
Poor thing. Okay, well, she seems okay.
Or not. She's okay. I would like to know more about this. If this is meant to be a tech demo, or if this was just more of a passion project they made for the expo, because that is. Some of the things made for the expo seem to be like made specifically for it, and we have now surfboards.
Yeah, like the thing with Sage is that like it kind of varies between either like demos or like little tests for stuff like this is what my game would run like, you know, if I had the support. Like it kind of varies on what types of games you see at Sage, but it's still just overall just a showcase of people's passion for the craft.
Yeah, it's fair. Again, I was a little like surprised to see. I was surprised to see so many games that I've already been playing and like enjoying, and for some of them buying, like Paperball and Rayman Redemption. Redemption does not cost money. I'm just thinking of it at the time.
Well, yeah, but that's fair. I still get the point you made.
But I will say that the games that I picked aren't in any particular.
Thank you, Ed, for saving my life.
Yeah, I was about to say that was some good timing. But you were saying about these picks?
No, just that
Now I shall finish the job.
Now that I've done the deed. But and I think these turrets are optional to kill, but I like them. So what else we got here? So then it was just to also note is that when I picked these games, I definitely, absolutely, the cover art was an inspiration, was like a factor in like, oh, I want to. Again, I went with what really caught my attention right from the get-go because surfboard? No, I know. There we go. Gauntlet cannon, and then blast this one, and now we're open. Because I don't know if James had mentioned, but like, yeah, on the first day of Sage, it was very slow.
Yeah, like that's pretty much Sage tradition. Like the very first day or so, the servers are gonna get fucking packed.
Yeah, because it's like
everybody wants the games.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's honestly no different from when like the Smash Brothers DLC hits and the store's like down for a while.
Congratulations, soldier! You've earned the rating of milkshake.
And I don't know what they mean. I've gotten strawberry milkshake. So let's move on to another game.
SonicWorldDX.
Oh, this is actually interesting because a bunch of the people involved this, like most of its voice actors, but also like a couple of the devs and whatnot, are actually friends of mine, and they actually run their own separate comic dubbing channel called Adrenaline Dubs. They are currently dubbing the IDW run. They just finished like the first full arc on Angel Island, and right now they're covering all the mini stories for the first annual.
Oh, cool. And what you're hearing here is I thought it was an original song made for it at first, but I guess Crush 40, as like an appreciation event thingy, made a new song called Sonic Youth, which is not attached to any game, but it's absolutely referencing all the Sonic stuff they've done before.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember a long time ago, back when I still had my, my monster computer, for lack of a better word. I actually did try out like the base release of Sonic World, before this whole DX thing. And I mean, I remember, I mean, you guys probably remember that we did a look at it a long time ago, alongside another fan game called Sonic Utopia. And I thought, for what it was worth, it was a pretty decent 3D outing, even if you could definitely tell there was a few cracks beyond the seams and all that.
Yeah, I will say, like, there's actually kind of a... I'm not quite sure if it's really fascinating. Like, Landy can tell the story better than I can, but apparently the reason why it went from World to, like, World DX is that, like, apparently the management for the original World was kind of all over the place, and it got to a point where, like, Landy pretty much had to, like, clean up and pretty much start the whole thing from scratch, and that's where we got DX from.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I don't know. I won't be able to say how many features were in the original world or not. But I like that they're trying once again with the Sonic Heroes approach with multiple characters with their own little like details and stuff. Because I think that allows for a lot of variety in how you approach the levels.
One thing I definitely remember about the original Sonic World is that it had a lot of characters that you could unlock.
Really.
And and there were some characters you could even mod into it, like Knights or Mario or Lego Sonic.
Oh yeah,
that's
definitely.
Awesome.
Like, and they definitely do still plan on adding a lot of characters. They actually showed off like a bunch of characters, all the different actors on there. Really fantastic actors, by the way. But they're kind of what DX is like from the ground up with World. They're kind of doing the same thing with like the playable characters, just kind of like retooling them to fit the engine better. So that's why for this demo, there's only like a small handful, but they definitely have a lot more planned.
Well, that's good to hear.
I also one other thing I also noticed was how smoothly things are animated.
Oh yeah, no, the animation definitely feels like a far cry compared to the original game, and how, I don't want to outright say slapdash, but you can tell it was like the lowest priority.
Which is fair, but yeah, here like the way that Sonic, I like the fluidity of their movements, and the level design is pretty nice.
The physics mostly look similar to that of the original game, but I think, granted, that was like one of the best things of the original Sonic World, so I'm pretty much down with it returning.
Yeah, I just need to get better at running on water.
Yeah.
You almost got it.
Whoops. Alright, let's try that again. If I had one complaint to be made about the handling, is that I feel like the drifting is very particular. Like, if I mess up the drifting, like, or, you know how it's like, I try to give, like, little gentle taps, but instead I'll, like, stop right in my tracks because I'm turning too hard into the drift. But
gotcha.
I'm pretty sure I could like learn that better. But beyond that, I think they have a good idea going on here.
Oh, definitely. Like it's been honestly, it's kind of fun just watching the entire thing progress. Like watching all the different character updates and whatnot. Just hearing all my friends doing these voices, and it's just, I don't know. Like Adrenaline dubs in general has grown quite a bit over the years, and I'm glad that they're getting a lot more recognition between their dubs and now World DX.
So beyond Sonic, Tails, and Shadow here, who else is playable in this DX reimagining?
In the demo, I'm actually not sure. I actually didn't actually play too far into it. I played the first stage with Sonic, but that one is more of an isometric. It almost feels more like an isometric platformer, so I went with this instead. I guess I'll Google it. Why not? I'll look up the original. I'll look up the official page. DX Stage 2020. Go.
Because I will admit, I should have commented on this sooner, but the fact that we're technically playing a Sonic Heroes-esque scenario, but instead of having Knuckles be part of Team Sonic, now it's Shadow. It's like,
yeah,
what sort of agreement did they have to reach upon to get Shadow on their team?
Yeah, it's like Sonic's like, man, those Sega mandates are getting a lot more frustrating.
So, looking at here at a quick glance, again, they'll have Knuckles.
Oh yeah, that is
Rouge,
much better.
Blaze, Omega, yeah, definitely. SBO, Charmy, Vector, Big.
Pretty much a lot of the major characters in the franchise are going to be playable.
Even characters from like Rush.
I'm surprised that they didn't include Knuckles for the. Oh.
Well, that was embarrassing.
No.
Don't worry, Landy, you'll do better.
Someday.
Fine. fine. We'll do some. Fine, I'm dropping this. I'm gonna do something that'll give me a better grade, I assume. We're going back in time.
Mario Flashback.
A Mario fan game. Better keep this away from the eyes of the Big N.
Oh, don't, like, honestly, like, as long as you're not profiting and not outright remaking a game, they're pretty much fine with this kind of stuff, from last I checked.
That's good. So...
Well, let's hope it stays that way.
So this was a game that I had learned about even, like, I want to say even since last year, but I was super intrigued about because the sprite style that I saw on Twitter looked adorable and really well done. So, this is Super Mario Flashback.
Oh,
Let's go!
And I believe when we first saw it, I said, I think to you guys, or one of you said to me that this basically looks like if Way Forward make a Mario game.
I can see that.
More or less. I mean, you can definitely tell from the fluidity of the graphics and whatnot. So, as far as I'm aware, like, yeah, this is pretty much typical 2D Mario with some of the 3D trends that were introduced via the new series. And unlike typical 2D Mario, you also have a health system.
Yes. So your mushrooms and stuff will only give you health, and a neat little idea that we'll see later is that if you pick up a fire flower, yeah, that's another new move. Is that if you ground pound directly onto an enemy, it'll actually launch you forward with momentum.
Interesting.
I liked working with it, but you just gotta be careful.
I feel like that's something that'll definitely take some getting used to.
Yeah, the overall physics in this game is definitely not the same as your traditional 2D Mario, and that's kind of what threw me off so hard when for the few times I actually tried this fan game out.
Like for instance, if you want to wall jump, you must be holding towards the wall to wall jump.
Let's try that again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I noticed it also takes like a bit of cues from Odyssey in the fact that anytime you lose a life, you don't actually lose a life, you just lose coins.
Oh yeah, no, that you could do this as, and I don't. Granted, I don't know if that's actually for real or just for the demo.
I don't see why it wouldn't be for real.
Right.
Oh,
Dang it, well,
Let's go while it's lasted.
live and let be.
whoop.
But otherwise, I mean, what do you guys think of this little project here?
It looks
I mean,
amazing.
Looks great. Sounds great. I mean, I kind of wish the physics were a little less floaty, but otherwise, it's really looking to be a really solid fan game.
Mm-hmm.
I am curious. They mentioned like a couple levels, and there is more to this. Aha!
Hey!
Oh, Lordy,
that's not a regular star. That's a rainbow star.
Yeah, definitely. That's Galaxy, right?
Yeah, it's Galaxy.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, come on.
I mean, they're essentially the same double damn thing. It's just one of them's rainbow.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they had to make it that way because, you know, in the 3D Mario games, well, they actually let you have collectible power stars, and this fan game's really no different.
Yep, because we got green stars back again, so those returned from Galaxy, and all in all, pretty solid game. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to when a full release can be made. How did I do? Minutes, 39 seconds, 13, 15, 20. Okay.
Seems all right to me. That's
I
never
do.
that death.
Oh well, better luck next time.
Oh, well,
Okay,
that's
going
one
back.
grade above an F.
Okay, I'm going back to Sonic. Screw Mario. Okay, so maybe we'll get a better grade this time. So this one was another one that I was looking into, and I gave it a shot, and there is potential here. And working with the Infinity/Mugen engine, or whatever they call it. This is Sonic Infinity Adventure Pack. It's, I guess, supposed to be like an expansion of sorts to Sonic Infinity. I've never actually played Infinity, so in terms of what is happening lore-wise or plot-wise, your guess is as good as mine, but this is Sonic on the Unreal Engine, and not for nothing, again. Go ahead.
So that makes, like, what, 35 Unreal Sonic projects?
Everyone wants to do something. You ever get that feeling where it's like you see everybody starting something and waiting for people to help them? You're like, why don't you all just team up? Like, there are enough individual new projects to just get a whole new team ready.
Honestly, I feel like the only thing holding back that ideology is just like the clashing creative differences a lot of people would have, because a lot of people have their own differing ideas of how a 3D Sonic game should be like.
Alright, so right off the bat, having the boost in an area like this doesn't seem the most,
I honestly
decision.
don't do it too often.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I'm sure it's mostly for ambiance, but I don't think the sliding makes for good platforming.
Well, right there, yeah, that there in particular. So if I were to come out and just talk about, I love having the double jump from Lost World. That actually helps out significantly.
Well, it was also in colors too.
Okay, so having that double jump from colors helps out significantly, but Oh, jeez. But
Oh.
as you are...
Oh,
Oh, come on. There you go.
But, and especially later on, there is an idea here, but I agree in that having some of the manual control, and especially coming up here, having rather claustrophobic maps doesn't quite work for Sonic.
well, especially a Sonic the main aim is to go as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Exactly. And anybody wondering, I will absolutely already off the bat say Sonic GT did this a little bit better, which I like. I didn't see that.
Oh boy.
Is that when you do the homing attack, if your camera is not pointed at the enemy, you will not be able to homing attack them, which
Honestly,
I found a little...
like I feel like if this was an adventure-styled Sonic, I feel like this level design wouldn't be a big issue. But yeah, doing it with Boost Sonic feels like it kind of defeats the purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, would you say does this control about stiffly as your traditional boost game Sonic?
If you pick up a lot of speed, yes. Again, having the little double jump to like finely like tune where I go helps out significantly. And just again, having the fact that the homing attack stops whenever your camera isn't facing the enemy, even though they're right next to you, is a little annoying. And just again, I feel like this level design leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
Because again, this is a little too claustrophobic for Sports Sonic. Like, this is something that they would probably have had left automated, or you know, have it relegate to a slower character like Amy or...
Tails, I can't breathe.
Yeah, no, I agree absolutely, and I'm sure. I mean, to the level creators' credit, like the models and the levels themselves look perfectly fine. Just
yeah, they look great.
Just if the music that they referenced alone isn't already enough of a clue, this feels more like something that Link should have been going through.
If not Link, like I could also see this being a case where you could have Mario in it. Like maybe have this be like that long expanded Ruined Kingdom we also wanted.
Yeah, no, that would actually be really cool.
Okay, now this looks a little bit better.
It's a little bit.
Oh, now this is clearly Zelda music we're listening to right here.
Oh yeah, no, they absolutely they outright put in the credits. This is Breath of the Wild music.
Oh, well, there you go.
So yeah, it uses a lot of borrowed music, but so like this right here, like nothing too bad. Like as long as I can keep an eye on the homing attack, and that I've already played this level before, so I know where I'm going. It's not bad. And I agree. It definitely gives me like an Adventure 2 kind of vibe, but
it just needed the adventure control to make it actually compensate. Not compensate.
Right.
It's not until like I think the last area where it'll start to feel a bit more like a boost game, because like this here is like, oh my god, stop with the spiral.
I mean,
but
one other thing I could totally see this project try doing is like maybe have it so like depending on what sort of area you're in, they do change up the gameplay. Like in those long stretches, that's when you activate the boost, and then for like these more explorative types, that's when you turn off the boost and maybe dial it a little bit on the acceleration.
Right, because no, I think that would be very good to have it be more context sensitive. And I would also say, like, another good thing another thing I'm enjoying from this project is I like how it handles these sprawling level designs with like little to no load times. And I'm actually going to cut here because I forgot I had to push some buttons. It took me a little bit longer than my practice run, but this one.
Oh, okay, not that.
Wait. There.
You know, like say. Imagine whenever we get a brand new Sonic game through the PS5, and you know the fact that technically runs off of solid state drives.
Oh my gosh, that'll be so good. No, it will. It will have to run on solid state drives, which could lead to, like imagine what we just saw with Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Yeah, that barely had any load times, or at least very well masked load times.
Yeah, between those different portals and stuff. Get a little momentum. There we go.
Like again, for these explorative types, that is one thing I will say. Like again, for these longer stretches, that's when you have the boost. But for like the explorative types, that's when you bring back like the spin dash for a little more controlled speed manipulation.
Saved it.
I totally did that on purpose.
Yeah, that was me going the exact opposite way, but I somehow saved it. So.
This is Spark the Electric Jester music.
Ooh.
I mean, it fits.
Yeah, Spark's soundtrack is a lot more fitting for Sonic, considering, well, its foundation literally is taken from Sonic, and a little bit of Kirby and Mega Man.
And given how much I loved some of those songs from No Straight Roads, I really do need to give Spark the Electric Jester a listen to. Oh, I guess we could talk about that. I didn't know if we were ever planning on doing anything for that game, but they recently announced the third game being made.
Yeah, unlike the sequel, they actually remember that, hey, Spark himself is a thing.
Oh,
that's
so
for
like
Luke.
Spark
The second one
wasn't
doesn't star him.
No, it starts with
it-
robotic duplicate, Fark.
Also, it pulled a Donkey Kong Country.
Oh,
Whoa, what
hold the Donkey Kong Country. How?
You know, where it's like the main character of the first game pretty much is just nothing in the second game.
Oh yeah. Oh right, with Diddy's Conquest. Yeah, completely forgot. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, and they're going full 3D platforming, and it's really that I want to look in more into that series because that looks like a really cool series to see how far it's evolved.
I mean, I remember the first game being pretty good. Like, there were definitely a few cracks in the seams, and it's not quite like as solid of a platformer as, say, Freedom Planet, but it holds its own a little bit. And then there was the sequel, which I'll give it kudos for trying to emulate the Sonic Adventure style of 3D platforming, even though the level design was very much railroad at points.
Sonic? Okay, there you go. You know,
so that does leave me curious to see how the third one will handle.
oh boy, I'm really sorry, Logan, this might trick you, but us talking about, like, Spark the Jester just becoming, like, its own little franchise, and I'm happy for it. I'm glad that first game went places, and that it's getting the little guy some recognition. I just had this idea of, like, if we were ever gonna, like, get back to having, like, indie Mii fighters in Smash, like, I could just see, like, Sakurai looking at Spark and be like, those electric powers could be a gunner thing.
It's close enough. Now, but so we're actually unfortunately already near the end of this level. But like that back there, like that was feeling a bit more like boost level design. They just need to like play more with open areas that really let you like so. So for Infinity Pack, there's absolutely something here.
There you go.
The modeling and how they structure the level is really cool. I don't know if it works for Sonic, but it gave me a B, so I'm gonna immediately forget everything I said. So this is the best Sonic game ever.
Keep doing that, compadre.
It's all in the grading system, my friend.
And they have a little trailer at the end here. So yeah, so there is something here, and I look forward to it. I am going to look more into Sonic Infinity. I'm assuming it has nothing to do with the character of the slightly similar name.
It doesn't.
But yeah, as far as this Infinity engine is concerned, though, I did.
Where are we dropping, boys?
But yeah, as far as the Infinity engine itself, I dig it. The double jump, having the boost mechanics seamlessly put in. It is very good. I just need a little bit more level design. And who is that? Is that Amy? No.
No, that's clearly big. You know, he lost a lot of weight for his new playable appearance.
I do a lot of ED in my off time. But yeah, the Infinity engine, good
It
on you.
was Death the Hedgehog. Also, hello, what's this?
What the?
Later. Meanwhile, in a completely different world, watching that trailer, going, needs a little bit more work. This is another game that we were looking forward to. Wiggling.
Wiggle.
This is Delta Gal.
I propose a challenge to some of our male viewers out there, or heck, maybe even some of our female viewers. Try to spend this entire portion of the video without looking at those fab robo asses.
I feel like people are either going to lose immediately or reject you just because they're too something to not.
So, this game is based upon a rather unknown, rather small-time franchise, Mega Man, I think its name is. In particular, the spin-off franchise that, I mean, again, given our time with it, I still would like another one, but absolutely it's basing itself on that art style.
Capcom, you see how fruitful Mega Man can be. Give us a Legends Legacy Collection, please.
Fruitful in more ways than one.
Not Launch Octopus. But yeah, no, dude, giving us like again, one Tron Bon and two Legends collection trilogy thing, I would absolutely love to try that out on Switch.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, like, I don't even want, like I don't even care if it's remakes or not. Like, if it's just like straight up ports like the Legacy collections, I want that to have a chance again.
I mean, now that we've come this far, as far as the Legacy stuff is concerned, I mean, the next best option they have as far as releasing, like, a new Mega Man Legacy collection would either be through Legends or Battle Network, and I mean, I know there's plenty of Battle Network fans out there. At the same time, though, I think we're overdue for some Legends representation.
Right,
yes.
Especially with how far things have come. Part of me wonders, like, dude, could you imagine? Like, so first off, right away, just throwing this out there, I don't want them to have fully 3D faces. I do love the anime-esque drawn-on faces that they're going with.
I feel like it could work if done right. You know, kind of like, and I don't know if it was either you or Matt that brought it up, but if they did something akin to what Arc Systems did, I feel like it could work.
Yeah, I would say the Arc Systems approach would be perfect for Legends.
Bolo.
Oh, hi, Bolo.
Locke. His name is Locke. He needs
Sure
a
it is,
shovel.
Bolo.
Alright, anyway, Bolo is like...
Bolo's been working out.
Yeah, dude, look at that. Look at that ripped chest abs. Anyway, so... Oh, okay. No problem.
I was promised that
yeah.
if I got into I was promised that if I got into shape, I could actually have an actual role in the next Shantae game.
That would be really cool. He had a pretty decent... I thought his role was pretty decent in Pirate's Curse.
Pirate's Curse was pretty good for what it was worth. I mean, it was mostly still feeding off the fact that he was kind of the most useless out of the whole bunch, but at the same time, he had his moments.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like Half Genie Hero was the
I'm
only
sorry,
time he felt
madam. I believe that's my shovel. You're trying to take out the premises.
How dare you steal my toothpick? Anyway, I was about to say, like, I'll believe you on Pirate's Curse. I feel like Half Genie Hero is probably the game that made the most use out of him, if only because he's actually playable.
Well, yeah, mainly with the Threats
true.
to the End expansion pack, because otherwise he was about as typical useless Bolo can be.
Yeah, and then
I don't even remember what he was in Seven Sirens.
Seven Sirens.
Same thing.
I was about to say, like, they just in case you got a little too attached to him, Seven Sirens immediately put him back in his place.
Unfortunately. I mean, honestly, I could say,
dingy
with the exception of Roddy Tops, I feel like they pretty much did in that game. That's pretty much what they did with all the typical.
Well,
it's Shantae's friends. Cause,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because Sky didn't do anything either.
yeah, it's like
how often are we gonna have to keep going with Shantae games where Shantae's friends actually don't mean anything in the long run?
Right. They're
Except-
supposed to be what help her.
yeah, I was about to say that it's kind of funny that you make that joke. It's like, yeah, because like for as good as Seven Sirens is, that's kind of like the one thing where it's like it kind of makes like a lot of Shantae's friends kind of pointless. Except for Roddy Tops, we always have to make her useful out of everyone.
Well, she's fan service fodder.
She has her moments, but yeah. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Back to more whatever this game is.
Delta Gal. It looks like it is under production, and they have a whole shop. They have these little bits that are not Zenny crap. What was the currency called again? Crap.
Zenny.
Refractors. Okay, refractors. Yes. Ooh, swinging chain.
Ooh, now we can we can go into our inner Rayman 2. Sort
Oh
of.
yeah, look at that.
Actually, yeah. Oh my gosh, you're right with how the particle that does look like his fist in the second game.
Yeah,
But-
the things you're grappling off of almost look like a near dead rigger for the purple lumps.
Right. So yeah. So between that mechanic and this, like, I'm definitely on board with this game to be like a spiritual successor to Legends.
Also,
Same.
Because you're
hello,
crazy.
random lady.
What's your? Oh.
Oh, she just chilling.
Oh, okay. All right.
You continue doing that.
She's gonna have a purpose in the full game. I can feel it.
Most likely. That actually would be nice. Like, oh, don't mind me. Definitely not some full content. Oh.
Easy does
So-
it there.
So yeah, absolutely, I'm on board with this. I think if they ever made a remastered version of Legends, I would. All I would realistically do is just maybe improve the fidelity of the polygons a little bit. But other than that, like maybe just making it look a little less pixely in the faces. But other than that, like I think everything else with its art style and presentation is kind of just adds on to its charm.
Well, honestly,
Legends
like
1
I
and
guess
2.
I guess we're just gonna be talking about that. Like, I think the things that I feel like would need fixing is that, like, I feel like the gameplay itself could work. It just needs like a little bit of ironing out. Like maybe add a bit more like make like his acrobatics like a little bit more fine-tuned. Maybe give the ability to shoot while using the skates.
That would be neat. Yeah, I can see that. And so sorry, not like I'm trying to not talk about this game. It's that we're actually in the dungeon, so this will take a little bit of time.
And this clearly looks like it was inspired from the the very first screen of Legends,
Oh yeah,
where you literally were
yeah.
still dungeon crawling.
And I love how smooth everything runs. And yes, just absolutely, just like I put it, like if this is the game that I want to get, if I want to have more Legends gameplay and stuff, then I'll absolutely buy it.
I mean, hell, it's not like Red Ash is going to do the job for us.
Right.
I'm curious as to like, cause have they ever established like what kind of like is this just like purely a tech demo or do they have like a story attached to this?
The most I can find is that you help Locke, you can talk to some of the NPCs, but really it's just go into a dungeon and help figure out what the commotion's about. I'm sure there will be more fleshed out dialogue in the full release. Another thing I would also like to toss out there, just saying, is that I also would love if they're able to give this some voice acting, maybe, in the future. Just because, I mean, that's another thing that Legends had to it that I felt really helped give that game some more character.
I mean, if we're really going to go the whole 9 yards about this being a love letter to Legends, I don't see why they wouldn't give us some beautifully cheesy voice acting.
Oh, because, I dig it, 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 I dig it.
That was good. Like, we may be pirates,
We may
but
be
we're not
pirates, but we're
barbarians.
not barbarians. We'll let them keep the toilet paper.
It's just fun stuff like that.
It does pain me inside knowing that he has some of the better lines in the game.
I know.
Like, honestly,
he
like...
had a lot of fun with his lines.
Yeah, not only that, but just a matter of, like, as... You kind of hit it on the head, James, with the... I think it was during the first game, where it's like, for as much of an icon as Tron is, Teasel himself's kind of underappreciated.
He really is.
He's so fun. Between that and, like, even in Tron Ball when he's writing that note to her in prison, like, well, even though she's
like,
right next to him.
And when he's trying to, like, tell a story about how, like, I totally had this plan the whole time, everyone just ignored him and kept eating.
Yeah. Sure thing, Teasel. Whatever you say.
Boy, this coffee sure is good. Even though it's totally tea. So...
Is something
burning? So with what they have here, I'm absolutely enjoying it, and there is a lot more to this demo that I'm not showing off. Like, again, every single character you can talk to, they have a store, they have various rooms. I'm just trying to...
for the sake of time. What the hell is
a hammerhead.
Oh, he is a hammerhead.
Oh, jeez, and he hits like a goddamn truck, which is why I need to run and keep my distance.
He has a really wide range of attack, I see.
Right, I almost, for him, if I could offer some critique, to him, I would kind of make it so that his attack has a bit more of a wind-up to it. Because it's like, boom, like, attacks you, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have no chance to, I have to basically expect the attack to come and then dash away from it. So if he had more of a, and then, like, slammed his head down, that would, I think, be a little more fair. But, that being my critique aside, I don't know if I've already said this, I support this. I think I've said that many times already. Very much in favor for where this project will be going, and I will keep my eyes on it. The developer has a Twitter, and I will Google that now while we fight a nondescript boss. Oh lordy!
It's a giant mechanical
moth.
It does look like a moth. Oh,
excuse me.
So the developer's name is Arthur Vyater, Vyater. And other than that, this game has been in development for a little while. I'm going to make sure I'm following his account proper.
Which social media is that, just to make sure?
Twitter. Just
okay.
He's at Arthur Vyater. Arthur with a UR at the end. And Jesse
and
Jarrett.
that's it.
Go ahead. Oh, we did it.
That's it.
Yay.
We did it. We beat the game. Literally.
Oh, that's it. Well,
yeah, that's just that kind of an underwhelming end to the demo, I won't lie.
Yeah, so we'll just end off with a bang.
Oh.
Alright, next game, yay!
So what is our next game?
This is actually the last. This actually is going to be the last game I show off for today.
Dormiveglia.
I think Dormiveglia, I think it's pronounced. This is another game in development. This is actually for this playable demo, they actually allow you to play the entire prologue. And from my experience with it, it's really solid. So I first learned about this game from an associate of mine who is we met through another project that I'm working on, actually, and he announced that this game has a Kickstarter in development. I will double check on how well it's doing in a little bit. And they basically wanted to make a nice 2D action platformer with whip functionality, like kind of like, grappling, swinging. Very much reminds me of Grapple Force Reina a bit.
Really? Well, then let's see it in action.
Gwen, what are you? Doors are for suckers.
Oh boy.
I use the window.
Because yes, we have an invading Dark Queen invading our lovable city. And by golly, are we not going to just sit around. We're going to freaking take care of this with a rude awakening. Whoops.
Oh, there you go.
What you wanted... The trick is that when you want to swing on something, it only registers as a swing if like near the tip of your whip grabs on. You can also use your whip to grab onto enemies and fling them.
One thing I could definitely say right off the bat is that with how the whip is handled, I could definitely tell that there was some Castlevania inspiration in there, considering the whip in those games have always been intentionally made to have a delay to them.
Right. So yeah, I guess I could see that. So yeah, it's very much this game asks that you take great care with how you aim the whip and your timing on it, and I can see this being a really cool way to
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there's our villain.
Oh,
Somnia.
there you go. Miss Somnia.
Why are you even attacking us?
Yeah, what we ever do to you? When all we said was just one time we thought your cape looked a little too pretentious with the ever expanse of space kept inside of it.
Don't! You
Please don't
peasants.
hurt me!
This is merely part of my research.
Oh,
I intend no harm unless you aren't willing to cooperate.
Oh,
I've
no.
been looking for this land's sacred ruins, and I know one of them is around here.
Look up what Dormiveglia means. It means in a semi-conscious state or half asleep.
Ah.
Also apologies for the little like squeaks and chirping that you're hearing.
Oh.
That was just the audio on my end.
That's
that
fair.
makes things easier for me then. Minions, tear this entire place apart until we've found it.
No,
I know,
not,
ma'am.
not them.
Don't-
Oh, sup. Quinn, thank God you're here. So right off the bat, while I continue forward into this, because whatever. The story is pretty bare. The story is pretty simple for now. We have to try and get to this massive clock tower because we want to try and acquire the artifact of this place before the big baddie does. I will talk about a fun little contest they're doing if anyone wants to try it out for Sage 20. I don't know if it's completed or not yet. Let me check the. There isn't. Oh yeah, so the deadline ends. The deadline ends when the Kickstarter is fully funded and when it ends on October 4th. They have this neat little this little contest where you have to play through the Sage 2020 demo and basically try to speedrun it. Like run as fast as you can, whip and swing as fast as you can, and record your footage with a visible timer, and whoever can beat this demo in the fastest time possible will be allowed to design a special color palette for our main character and get a free copy of the game.
Oh, that's nice.
And I thought that was actually a pretty clever way to like encourage people to try the game and thus get a chance to like actually see if they like the game or not, and B, just spread the word about the game. Because let me check how their Kickstarter's doing. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna back it myself because I probably should. But at the moment they're just a little bit. They've only reached about a fifth of their goal, which is unfortunate.
How long do they have left in their Kickstarter?
19 days
Oh boy.
And only
to
fifth of it.
quintuple it.
I see.
They're asking for about 25K for the full project, and okay, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it because I liked if anything, I love the polish that's put on this game. With like, it feels very smooth, and like if you told me that this was a game that you could purchase on Steam, especially when compared to the likes of Iconoclasts and Enter the Gungeon and stuff like that, like it feels like on par with that level of like attention to detail and smoothness.
Yeah, it looks like it's roughly around there.
Oh, what do you think, Hype?
I'm liking this so far. Like, excuse me, has a really cute art style. The whip gameplay seems really nice. I know it's intentional, but a part of me isn't too big on the slight delay that the whip has when you use it.
You're all safe now, ma'am.
I mean, yeah, I do kind of have to agree with that. I kind of wish the whip's reaction time was a little faster.
And for all I know, maybe there's a way where you can upgrade it throughout the game to become faster. And oh, you're a dude. Sorry.
No, it's possible.
It's just you, Quinn. Thank you for saving my hide. So yeah, we have to. So yeah, he's gonna give us a spare key to enter the clock tower. And so just in general, to kind of close off my thoughts for now, since once we beat this game, that'll be the end of our little showcase of the ones that I picked in particular. Minus one game, which for reasons that will become very clear soon, I kept separate. I genuinely support and love what the Sage event shows for indie developers and creators to all come together and show off all these projects. It's really
I
fun.
concur.
Very much full agreement here.
Yeah. I hope to see more and for it to continue strong even after 20 years.
I don't doubt it will, because that's honestly kind of, for all the flack we give about Sega, they're surprisingly encouraging when it comes to like endeavors like this.
Right, because I mean, if someone's going to actually commit to the better portions of the company's foundations, then let it be the fans.
No, absolutely. That's how you get Sonic Mania, is that they understand that, video games require some they require some passion to them, and if fans have the passion, if people like Christian Whitehead have the passion to work on bringing Sonic 2D to like a new level, then they want that people like that to represent them and for them to support them.
Right, and it just makes you wish that, maybe more. It would help if more companies, followed suit with that and see where that goes.
That being said, this gosh dang whip, they need to make it faster, man. This is such a cheap
faster, and honestly, I feel like, what am I trying to say? I feel like maybe extend the hitbox of it beyond the tip when it comes to like swinging.
Or maybe even do something like what Castlevania, if you're gonna emulate Castlevania, do that thing where like a little bit behind you also gets a hitbox because you're whipping behind you as well.
That could work.
That'd be nice.
Oh.
I mean, I could totally see this being a case where maybe this game could also have the whole with dangly thingy.
Oh yeah, the
whoop.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe. Whoops, I got a little bit closer. I'm sorry. I just like how Aaron described it.
It's funny. I don't blame you.
And I also love how these little bell guys, when you get hit, they're like, "How dare she?" Like the eyes look so baffled. Like,
I can't believe it.
She whipped me.
After all I did, all I was a freaking.
It's like, what a jerk.
All I was a goddamn bell going ding-a-lang, and they just ran around and okay, we're here at the boss.
Talk about ding-dong ditch, lady.
Oh my
Speaking
god,
of
you're
lady.
right.
Well, if it isn't the so-called hero of this wasteland.
Wasteland, we're in a massive metropolis city.
Here to claim the four ancient ruins. Your ancestors did a good job of keeping it a secret, but I'm happy to educate you later.
Get away. Oh.
My research has led me to the four core civilizations in all of that place. This was once the most convenient, so I thought I'd start here.
It's like, personal space, up.
Don't worry, though. I've already begun sending some troops to the other villages.
You what?
Yeah, she acts fast.
So yeah, that would be your plot reason of like, oh, you have to now go the whole world to stop her. But for now, we're going to fight her lackey Umbro.
Ooh.
Him.
He's a big bug.
Look at those tusks.
A very, very big bug, and we got to fight him. And oh, my whip doesn't do a lot of damage. Oh, Lord.
No, it does not.
How are we going to beat him?
But it looks like he's not doing much against it.
So yeah, it really is just wail on him until he gives up.
Oh boy.
We can also use those against him for a little bit of damage.
You think that would do a little more damage?
Yeah, I realized even throwing the rock, like it got an extra hit in, but it seems like they haven't maybe they haven't calculated different damage values and everything. Just doesn't set them
Pinch
out.
mode.
Oh dang!
Ow!
I'll take it. Whatever.
I will admit, I do like the sprite work on this boss.
No, and again,
good.
The clock tower arms and like the polish. I keep, that's gonna be my word of the day for this game. Is Rat's a little too early. Is that it feels very nice. It doesn't feel rigid. And I would say the movement, whipping aside, the movement feels very tight, not too floaty. And again, if you told me this was a game already released, I would believe you. Just got to send over here.
Dunk.
Now that would be a pretty interesting thing. You have whenever he does that attack, have him aim for one of the clock hands, and well, the force would literally just collapse.
Oh, send him around. Oh yeah, that would actually be neat if they had that as a little mechanic. And
yeah,
okay, gotta hurry. Just a little
I
bit
feel
more.
like it'd probably be too much damage for the first boss, though.
I don't know. I would say it would be a nice alternative.
Or something.
Kind of like how with the Brutals, there's multiple ways to take them out as quickly as possible.
Okay, for a minute I thought you were talking about him using you have two obstacles to worry about.
No. More like if you do that, you could send him falling down to the very to the bottom of the tower and stuff.
Okay.
As you move to the other hand to stay there.
Look at what you did to my poor Umbro.
Help.
You did a good job, Umbro. We'll get them next time.
I think I got a paper cut.
I'll get over it. As for you, take this as a warning. I'll be getting those ruins, and with them I'm sure all of you can rest easily. Forever.
Oh, that's why it's called Half Asleep. There's a sleeping spell at work, I think.
Possibly.
Ooh.
Oh, I also thought I forgot to mention the sprite work in the backgrounds and the level designs were really neat as well. No.
Well, I mentioned sprite work in general is really good.
And so that's it for our demo.
That's it. And they have this neat little thing where if I move my mouse onto the screen, I can actually like hold over them to see what their Twitter handles are.
Well, that's cute.
Interesting.
And that's my associate Awesome3475. He's the one who introduced me to this project. So
Yay.
as I let these guys go by, just I loved a lot of the games that I played here, and it's nice to see just a mass of creativity and various projects all coming in together. It just always makes me look. It makes me look forward to the next. Okay, I guess that he didn't have one. It just makes me look forward to the next Sage even more because I love being able to try these new games out.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for playing.
Thank you so much for playing the demos.
Yep, and then from here you could then like click and see their Twitter, Kickstarter, and Discord from here as well.
Interesting.
So yeah. That being said, thank you all for joining us. These are, again, the games in no real particular order that I picked out, and had a lot of fun. Definitely would not mind doing this again next time.
Mm-hmm. Support these people. They are hard-working people.
Hard-working people.
Hard-working people doing something beyond their usual day job. On that note, folks, see you all next time for another particular Sage video we have planned.
Yes, we have more. There's a little bit more to see here.
Boom.